as they...
An investigation is underway tonight into the crash that killed the Bristol Airport chief Les Wilson. It happened at around 8 o'clock this morning near Wedmore as he was driving to work from his home in Somerton. Mr. Wilson's red Jaguar was involved in a collision with a lorry and another car. All three vehicles ended up in drainage ditches beside the busy country road. Fire crews were called in to free Mr. Wilson, but he died in the meantime. The two other drivers suffered shock but were otherwise unhurt. Les Wilson was universally known as Mr. Bristol Airport. Since he arrived to take charge 15 years ago, his drive and enthusiasm have transformed the airport into an international gateway used by well over 100 people a year. Les Wilson's efforts were recognised this summer when he was awarded the OBE. He was due to collect it from Buckingham Palace in just 2 weeks' time.
At Bristol Airport today, the solitary flag was at half-mast. The untimely death of Les Wilson had robbed the airport of one of its greatest assets, his own personality. Les, as he was known to just about everyone, was the guiding force behind the airport's remarkable growth. In a recent interview, he explained how he'd done it.
We set out, when I first came to Bristol, to market Bristol Airport, to improve its image. We encouraged the tour operators to come to us, we encouraged the airlines to come to us, and gradually, year on year, we have expanded and expanded, and we're not by any means near the end of the line yet.
Les Wilson took over at Bristol in 1980, following a career in air traffic control and as assistant director at Luton Airport. He inherited a white elephant, barely 200,000 passengers a year, and losses of £130,000 borne by its owners, Bristol City Council.
1 million passengers a year, that's what we're doing it for.
Let's hope you get it.
But with typical passion and energy, Les set ambitious targets and developed better facilities. The airlines took notice. Bristol now handles 1.5 million passengers a year, with profits of more than £3 million. There were emotional tributes today.
The tribute that we pay to Les now is that we've got to get up, dust ourselves down, and bring the airport back to the position it's now in to go on from there. And I'm sure the staff will in fact do just that.
Les Wilson was a high-profile manager with a ready eye for publicity, ever eager to promote his beloved airport. His most recent achievement was winning approval for a new terminal. His successor must now find ways of raising money for that and other improvements, knowing a new rival could soon start up at Filton. Les Wilson was 62. He leaves a wife and 4 children.
Well, all of us here at HTV have known Les over many years, both as a good friend, as a truly wonderful ambassador for his beloved Bristol Airport. Well, like so many other people, we too shall miss him, and our thoughts tonight are with his family. Patsy.
Indeed they are. On to other news now. And Liberal Democrat leader Paddy Ashdown has been describing the moment
in a road accident. He was on his way to work when he was involved in a 3-vehicle crash on the outskirts of Wedmore near Cheddar. He'd been in charge at Bristol Airport for the last 15 years and was regarded as the prime mover in making it one of the most successful in the country.
At Bristol Airport this afternoon, the Union Jack was flying at half-mast. It's a mark of respect from the staff for the man who had become known as Mr. Airport, Les Wilson.
He brought a good sense of humour. He brought a northern sense of humour, which perhaps came as a little bit of a shock to us down here in the south. But it was a good sense of humour. He brought dedication. He brought absolute dedication. As far as he was concerned, his job was Bristol Airport. His job was Bristol Airport on a 24-hour basis.
From the day he arrived 15 years ago, he put his heart and soul into taking Bristol from a minor municipal aerodrome into one of the country's most successful airports. In 1980, it handled only 200,000 passengers and was running at a loss at around £130,000 a year. Now, 15 years later, 1.5 million passengers fly from Bristol, and it makes a profit of around £5 million a year. An achievement Les Wilson was proud of.
Les was perhaps one of the most respected airport managers in the whole of this country. As a mark of his respect for the city of Bristol and the airport he ran, Les, I know, had many, many offers to move from Bristol to run more important airports than Bristol, but turned every one of them down because Bristol Airport was his first and his only love.
To promote the airport, Les Wilson was never shy of publicity. But he started out his career as a professional footballer, A leg injury ended that. He then trained at night school to become an air traffic controller before he entered into airport management. This year, he received the OBE in recognition for his 44 years in the aviation industry.
I actually knew about that quite a few months before he did, because I had to write his CV for him, or not for him, but for those who were awarding him it. And I felt even more proud probably than he did. Yes, he deserved that.
But he never rested on his laurels. He fought and won the public inquiry to build a new £14 million passenger terminal at Lulsgate. Work is due to start soon. And he was in the forefront of opposing plans for an airport at Filton, claiming Bristol couldn't support two.
All regional airports tend to operate thin routes, which does protect them from the competitive nature which, if you got two on, running at a loss, and the whole service would disappear.
Today, it was business as usual at Bristol Airport. That, say colleagues, was how Les Wilson would have liked it.